You won't believe the terrible truth of the car tragedy that claimed the lives of Junho and ImYoona's. After days of silence, the hospital finally released the full report, and the doctor's findings astounded everyone. Make careful to read this narrative through to the very end, since it is far more emotional than anyone could have imagined. It all started with a quiet night that changed everything. At 12:21 a.m., a horrifying collision was reported on the Yongdong Bridges, southbound lane, when a black Genesis SUV was found upside down and completely crumpled. Its headlights were still shining. Inside were two of Korea's brightest talents, Junho and ImYoona's. The scenario seemed like it was from a drama, therefore no one ever wanted to watch it. The sidewalk was covered in blood, Junho's clothes were torn, and Yoona's ring was still shining in the emergency lights as they were rushed into the ambulance. There was nothing but silence for days. There were no interviews or statements, just depressing images of ambulances and worried fans praying and waiting outside the hospital. Today, the hospital finally released the official report. Yoona and Junho are both in stable but serious condition, according to the medical staff. Their road to recovery will be lengthy and difficult. However, what the doctors then disclosed astounded everyone. According to the medical professionals, the two stars protected each other from harm. During the impact, Yoona had crouched over Junho at the point of collision, shielding him from the shattered glass and metal, as evidenced by their wounds. Junho had responded by putting his arms around her, trying to protect her as much as he could. Junho had a fractured collarbone, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. Due to her shattered skull, major facial injuries, and vocal cord injury, doctors are unsure if Yoona will ever be able to speak again. When Junho initially woke up from surgery, he didn't mumble about where he was or how painful he was. His first words were Yoona's name. Then, in a whisper, "Is she okay? Assure me she's okay." Even in his worst moments, his primary concern was for her. Soon after, doctors had to sedate him again due to the discomfort. A ray of hope appeared, but Yoona remains unconscious. As Junho was taken outside her room for a scan, her hand shifted a little and her pulse rate rose. The nurse said it was the first sign of response since the crash, as if she could sense him nearby. The space outside the hospital has been turned into a peaceful vigil by supporters. Hundreds are holding candles, singing softly, and leaving posters, flowers, and love-filled inscriptions. Phrases like "never give up," "like you usually do," "cover the walls and come back together." Fans from throughout the country and even overseas have come together to show their support. In a shocking development, doctors discovered something even more amazing. During the procedure, Junho's heart stopped for 43 seconds. Amazingly though, he came back. "I couldn't leave her," was all Junho said after being told what had happened. Not quite yet. Even when they remain silent, their love is stronger than words. They're holding hands in the wreckage. Junho's first murmuring of her name, and the fact that their families have stayed together all demonstrate their bond, even though the agencies have not officially recognized it.